Hey, everybody, I'm Scott Weichel. You're listening to My Kind of Country on MKOCRadio.com. This is one of my very favorite people to talk with. She is such a great lady and one of the greatest in the country music business. And she's back with a brand new EP called Scarecrow with some brand new songs, and we're going to talk about those today. And we're going to play all the songs for you after the interview. So I'm very happy to have Lacy J. Dalton on the show tonight. Lacy, how are you, my friend?
Oh, Scott, I'm so good. I'm sitting up here. I live just about 7 miles down the road from the old town of Virginia City, which sits up in the mountains above Reno. And we've got about 3 feet of snow here, and I've got a fire going in the fireplace, and the dogs are here with me, and it's a beautiful day. Cold, though. Not as cold as you guys, though. 10 degrees up there in Michigan, I understand.
Yeah, it's cold up here, but it's all right. We're enjoying it too. It is pretty, I will say that. You get kind of tired of it, but it's pretty.
Well, you do, but it is so beautiful. And we actually had kind of a late winter this year. It's
So
just
did we.
now starting to really dump snow.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened with us too. But
Is it?
Yeah, it's catching up. That's okay.
Well, it's good to hear your voice.
Well, it's so great, always great to talk to you. And I know we don't have a ton of time today, but we'll have to do another catch up one of these days. But I want to talk about this wonderful new batch of songs you've just released. It's an EP called Scarecrow, and this is a little bit of a departure for you in your style. But I have to tell you, the songs are so deep and meaningful, and they just absolutely draw the listener right in. And I sat with my headphones on with my eyes closed, and I just soaked them right in. And what a great mix of songs you've got here.
Do you know, Scott, I appreciate that you say that because they're a little bit more Americana than they are traditional country. But when I'm playing them for my country audiences, they really love it. And it's happened over and over. People will stand up
Absolutely.
when I play these songs. I didn't know how they would be received, but I've had some very good luck lately with the stuff I do that's kind of Americana country crossover stuff. I made a CD a long time ago called The Last Wild Place Anthology, and this year, Strictly Country Music voted that CD the Pete Huttinger Award for Musical Excellence. That whole Last Wild Place Anthology was the album of the year for 2019. We had an award also and that was with the Strictly Country board of that magazine and the board of the Spirit Awards. So that was a very, very wonderful thing for a CD that I made in 2006, which was really my first departure into this sort of hybrid kind of music that I really love. That I always have. I was a folk singer for a long time before I got my deal in country music, and I think that when you look at some of the hits that I've had, like Everybody Makes Mistakes and 16th Avenue, they're a lot more folky songs than they are really traditional country, even though 16th Avenue was voted by Billboard magazine as one of the top 100 country songs ever. So I'm really enjoying the fact that I've got a foot in both worlds and people are accepting this stuff. And it's the music that's really in me to write. So although I got to say the last song on the EP is a song that it was an experiment. I thought, I'm going to see if I can write a song with my new producer, Ira Ingber. Let's see if we can write together, how well we work together. So we wrote this song called Life's About Now. Mm-hmm. And when we were finished with it, we just had to laugh because it sounds exactly like a commercial for Sandals Resort. And so I've got it out. We're gonna promote it as a song for a commercial use like that, because that's what it sounds like. It
Absolutely.
sounds like Life's About Now. Buy a Subaru.
I love it. Well, you mentioned that the different styling of music. For country music fans, the reason that I think that they love these songs is because of the stories they tell. It's because of the meaning, and that's really to me what country music is all about. Freddie Hart said it's people put to music, and that's what you've done here. So I totally understand that everybody's going to love these songs.
I'm so glad you like them, and thank you so much for playing them. I think, for some country stations, it's probably a stretch, but I feel like they're very honest songs.
Absolutely. My listeners like good music.
They're really from my life experience, and they're really honest, and I can't do any better than that. You can only just be yourself.
That's right, and you always have been, and that's one of the things I've always admired about you.
Well, right back at you, Hoss.
Well, tell me about...
Isn't that amazing that David Frizzell, my dear friend David Frizzell, Lefty gave the first break, and then David Frizzell did the last CD on your dear friend Freddie Hart.
Yeah, it was a real full circle thing. We talked about that, and it turned out just great. If you haven't heard it yet, I'll make sure you get a copy. We're very proud of it, and Freddie was proud of it too. He got to hear the last few songs before he passed away, and the final mixes, and he was very happy with them. So yeah,
I didn't know he had, and that's really wonderful. I will never forget Freddie Hart. This will always be in my memory. We did that Hall of Fame. We all got inducted into the Hall of Fame, and he got a Lifetime Achievement Award. And I was there with Paulette Carlson and some other folks. Sylvia was there, and we got our awards. And afterwards, there was a huge, huge crowd, and you remember because you were there, Scott. And we were all sitting out signing autographs afterwards. And Freddie was I believe he was 97 at the time, was he not?
He was actually was 89. He turned 90 last year. And
90.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or actually, he was 90 at that time. He turned 91 last year.
And I remember watching him. He actually, for some reason, was at the end of the line instead of the beginning of it. And he, after we had all signed for hours, autographs, Freddie was still sitting there by himself at his table. He sat there and signed every autograph after being at that show all day long and all night long. It was about midnight, about 11:30, I think.
Yeah.
And that dear man sat there and talked to people and signed autographs just till the whole end of the time. It was the most beautiful thing. I'll never forget it.
Yeah, he loved his fan. He was in his element. You know, he did that again. We were at the Midnight Jamboree last March with David, and Freddie came in and sang. It was that tribute to Lefty. And Freddie did the same thing after that. And he had just flown in from California that day, and he was tired, but he sat there and did the same thing again. And it was just,
he was exhausted at this Hall of Fame thing.
Yeah.
I thought, now this is, because in a lot of types of music, that it just isn't done. People don't do that. But I learned from the people before me, like Tammy Wynette and George Jones, and the people that were Charlie Rich. There were a lot of people around that were produced by my same producer, Billy Sherrill, and they would just stay until everybody got an autograph, and they didn't care if it was midnight.
Yep.
And that that was considered part of the job, and so I adopted that, and I never leave a show without seeing that every autograph is signed. If I can't do that, if it's impossible to do that because I have to go somewhere, a lot of times I just won't sign any because I don't want anybody to stand in a line for 2 hours and then not get an autograph.
Yeah. Well, that's a good life lesson for a lot of the younger people to hear because that needs to be carried on.
You don't understand it when you're younger.
Yeah. Yeah, it needs to be carried on.
You just don't understand it because you've just given 150% on if you're a good performer, and most of us are.
Yeah.
If you've given 150% and you're young, you think, well, I just gave everything, But the older performers, it's not just that. You get to actually meet the people and hear what they have to say about your music, and it's very interesting, and it's very educational, and it's lovely to meet the people who have put. And I think I'm getting that call for that other interview right now, Scott, and I'm so sorry I have to go.
That's okay. Well, hey, let's do this again. We're going to go ahead and play the songs from Scarecrow, the new EP. It's available.
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate it so much. God bless you, and I'll talk to you again soon, I hope, and love to your family.
You too, Lacy. Thank you.
All
Take
right.
care.
Take
Bye-bye.
it easy. All right, bye-bye.
That is Lacy J. Dalton. We're going to play the new EP Scarecrow for you right now. This is Scarecrow Ira, Earthquake, Life's About Now, and You Can't Tell Your Heart to Beat For. And we'll have Lacy back on again. We'll talk more in depth about these great songs, but you can pick them up at Amazon.com. Her website is also LacyJDalton.org. We'll put that information on our Facebook page as well. And also the Lefty Fest DVD and CD set. She is on that, performing her great songs along with Dale Poney. And you can pick that up at DavidFrizzell.com as well. So here's some great music, brand new music from Lacy J. Dalton. Again, it's called Scarecrow. You can pick it up at Amazon or LacyJDalton.org as we continue with My Kind of Country right here on MKOCRadio.com.
Scarecrow flapping in the dust bowl wind. Never gonna pass this way again. And if by chance I'm back this way, nothing round here's gonna be the same. 'Cause everything changes, nothing stays the same. Everything changes, and I'm just hoping I'll outlast this crazy wasting pain. 'Cause everything is different without you. Everything is different without you. Things are twisted, weird and strange. I'm come undone, I'm rearranged without you. Without you. Without you. Dark clouds racing across the moon. Freight train blowing by here soon. Listen to what the old folks say about how fast time slips away. How everything changes, nothing stays the same. Everything changes. While I was playing love for keeps, you were playing games. Now everything is different without you. Everything is different without you. You were shallow, weak and cruel. I was just a crazy fool about you. About you. About you. Friends all say that there is life beyond you. Once this pain stops eating me alive. For years and years I rested my trust on you. And I just can't believe how hard this precious soul dream died. Blackbird sitting in a dead old tree. Well, I had you and you had me. One of us should take the blame. But I ain't calling any names. 'Cause everything changes, nothing stays the same. Everything changes. I'm standing at the railway station waiting for the train. Oh, everything is different without you. Everything is different without you. I thought your love was deep and strong. How could I have been so wrong about you? About you. About you. Things are twisted, weird and strange. I'm come undone, I'm rearranged without you. Without you. Without you. Without you. flapping in a dust bowl wind. Never gonna pass this way again. Sometimes you need to be hurting. Sometimes you need to be healed. Sometimes it takes an earthquake to shake loose the things that you feel. It's easy to take love for granted, get stuck in a rut unfulfilled. And sometimes it takes an earthquake to tear down these walls that we build. It takes an earthquake or a tidal wave or a landslide for a heart to be saved. Oh my darlings, it takes an earthquake sometimes. Sometimes you need to be tender, and sometimes you need to be tough. Sometimes it takes an earthquake to tell us enough is enough. Our changes can make us or break us. We all have a choice, I suppose. But sometimes it takes an earthquake to tell us it's time to let go. It takes an earthquake or a tidal wave or a landslide for a heart to be saved. Oh my darlings, it takes an earthquake sometimes. And an earthquake will shake your foundation and rattle the bedrock below. Baby, make no mistake, the strongest hearts break. That's what it takes us to grow. Don't know what makes us so selfish or turns our poor hearts into stone. But sometimes I pray for an earthquake to show us the way to go home. People, it takes an earthquake or a tidal wave or a landslide for a heart to be saved. Oh my darlings, it takes an earthquake. It takes an earthquake or a tidal wave or a landslide for a soul to be saved. Oh my darlings, It takes an earthquake sometime. Sometimes. Life's about now, it's all I can trust. Tomorrow's a daydream, yesterday's dust. Life's about now, it's all that I've got. I got to strike while the iron is hot. And yo, everybody thinks I'm crazy. Yo, I don't really know, but baby, I believe in this wicked sweet love somehow. Anyway, we're happy, and anyway, life's about now. Life's about now. Life's about now. Gonna dance while we can. Move to the beat, cause we both understand that life's about now. You get what you get. Live for the moment. Have no regrets. And yo, everybody thinks we're crazy. Yo, we don't really care, but baby, we believe in this wicked sweet love somehow. And anyway, it works for us. And anyway, life's about now. Life's about now. Don't you wait. Give it up. Let it go. Don't be late. Cause life's about now. We're taking a stand. Keep your birds in the bush. We got one in our hand. Life's about now. No guarantees. Gone by tomorrow, sad as it seems. Life's about now. Life's about now. Life's about now. So sweet life. Oh yeah, life's about now. Life's about now. Life's about. Life's about. Life's right now. You can ride the crazy wind, let it take you in the night. You can spill adrenaline, it's a rush you cannot fight. You can let your feelings loose. You can rage and you can roar, but you cannot tell your heart who to beat for. Try to hide. You can lie to yourself about the way you feel inside. But no matter what you do, you just can't close that door, 'cause you cannot tell your heart who to beat for. How a love like that slipped away so easily.